So we have a new live action Disney remake now in theaters with The Little Mermaid. So going to be able to talk about it and give my thoughts and my review about it. So let's get into it. All right. So the first thing I want to say about the new live action Little Mermaid movie is that I was pleasantly surprised on how enjoyable it actually was. Honestly, it was actually an enjoyable movie. Of course, it does have some flaws with it, but honestly, the flaws do not outweigh how good it actually was, how good the movie was actually. And honestly, like I said, highly actually enjoyable movie. One of the first things I want to say is when it comes to Halle Bailey, the actress playing Ariel, I gotta say she was really amazing in this movie. She really captured the essence of Ariel, and of course her singing voice was amazing. Like the thing that got me in the trailer, seeing the trailer for the first time at least, was her singing in the trailer. Like I got chills, and I actually did get chills in this movie when it came to her actually singing the "Part of Your World" song in the movie. I actually got chills a little with her singing. So she has an amazing voice, amazing singing voice, and she really brought it to that level that was in the animated movie. The same way she brought it to that level to where it was amazing, and she just sounds amazing with this whole voice, and it honestly sounds very similar to the original Ariel, to where you get the same vibe, the same level of singing. Just sounds so similar to the original singing voice of Ariel in the animated movie, and just really talking about the character that she played as Ariel, she really captures this essence of Ariel to where it's the same way as the anime movie. You've seen the anime movie where Ariel is basically like obsessed, or she has that wonder about the uh, human world, basically. The above the sea kind of world, and she's interested in humans. She's like kind of borderline obsessed and wonders about them. And with Halle Bailey playing Ariel, she really captures that essence to where she ever is actually on shore on the mainland and all that above water, she is seeing all this stuff for the first time. She doesn't know things. She's experiencing these things for the first time. And if you know the anime movie, you know that whenever she's on land, that she can't actually talk or anything like that. And they do a kind of unique thing in this movie to where they do have that where she can't talk, but we do kind of hear her inner thoughts. We do hear her, she actually sings a song in this movie, but it's coming from her inner thoughts. And then there's not a whole lot, but there's like little bits here and there where we actually heard inner thought kind of stuff, but she doesn't talk. And then really when she's not talking throughout the movie, it comes down to how well her eyes, how well her facial expressions are to playing Ariel at this time during the movie. I think she captures that really well when it comes down to her eyes. Her facial expressions are really expressive when she's like discovering something new for the first time, or she's wondering about something. You see it on her face, so she plays it well in her face and her eyes. The way she plays it is very well done in this. So Halle Bailey is amazing in this movie. I gotta say she's the standout in this movie when it comes to everything. Really, she was the standout for me. Her singing voice, her acting, how expressive she was, all that rolled in together really made her to stand out in this movie for me. And I didn't really have anything bad to say against her. She really was amazing in this movie. I just had like a nitpick, maybe like at first when her hair is not red, it threw me off just a little bit. Like I'm not saying anything bad about how she looks or anything like that. It was just I was so used to her the red hair that at first sight in the movie it kind of threw me off already. But that's just a nitpick. It doesn't take away anything from the movie or anything like that. That's just a minor nitpick. But everything else, fantastic, amazing about her. When it comes to a problem that this movie has, it kind of comes down to the same problem that the live action Lion King has, to where they're using photorealistic animals, and when it comes to that in a live action movie, they cannot emote. So you get these photorealistic animals, and there's really three main ones that have voices that are like talking and stuff like that. There's really three main ones with Flounder, Sebastian, and Scuttle. So you have these photorealistic animals, and it's not the other animals. They don't talk and they're around and stuff like that. Like sea life animals and creatures and all that stuff. They don't talk, so you don't really it doesn't really bother, or it doesn't really show out too much when it comes to them. But like with these characters that they talk, but they're fully realistic, they can't emote, they can't show emotions or anything like that. So it really comes down to the voice acting. And I gotta say, the voice acting was fine in this movie when it came to most of the characters. When it came to Sebastian, I think he was the standout of the three. Like when it came out, while watching the movie in theaters, at least in my theaters, in my theater, people were actually laughing at Sebastian whenever he was like doing some funny bits here and there throughout the movie. So I would have to say like Sebastian was probably the standout of the three main photorealistic animals in this movie, and he was kind of funny at times and funny in bits here and there throughout the movie. So that's just a minor problem. I don't think at least for me, in my opinion, it doesn't really take away too much or anything like that from the movie. Still enjoyable and all that stuff. When it comes to the rest of the cast is fine. I think they play the parts they should, or they play their parts. They play their parts. Not really anybody who stands out or anything like that. They're fine for the movie and stuff like that. So not really too many complaints about them. They're just there. It's a fine for the movie. When it comes to Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, I think she did a great job with the character. She was able to capture some of the things that you see in an animated movie, but also she kind of put her own little style on it, so it's not an exact copy of the animated movie, but she was able to bring some things from an animated movie and then make it sort of her own, which was really good. She brought a little bit of her own style to it, but still trying to still captures those different things about Ursula from the anime movie. So I thought Melissa McCarthy did a pretty good job with her character as Ursula. She did a good job with the scene of Unfortunate Souls. I thought that was actually pretty good in the movie. And just, overall, just these things that she was able to do with the character of Ursula. Honestly, I think she did a pretty good job. Like I said, this movie I think is actually enjoyable. I actually enjoyed watching this movie. Not really too many complaints, just minor flaws here and there for me mainly. But honestly, like I said, the standout is definitely Halle Bailey when it comes to her playing the character of Ariel. Her singing voice, amazing. Just able to capture those characteristics, the expressiveness, and the wonder and sort of this obsession of the human world that we got from the animated movie. And honestly, I think she would be up for contention to when it comes to bringing an animated character from the animated Disney movie to a live action form. I would say that she is definitely in contention to when it comes to like playing the exact same character in a sense, where it's like almost a copy, almost like an exact copy. I won't say it's perfect, but it's like almost like in contention for the best copy in a way of saying that from animation to live action, where she plays the character just the same way as it was in animation. And I think it's definitely in contention to overall, like when it comes to overall things like singing voice, acting, expressiveness, things like that, different things like that, all put together. When it comes to an all together kind of thing, I think Halle Bailey is definitely in contention to where she plays it just like the animation character when it comes to the animated movie, animated Disney movie. I think is definitely on that level. I think she does a fantastic job, and like I said, she's the standout of this movie, and just her singing voice, amazing. Honestly, like I said, I don't think there's really any flaws, at least not too many flaws when it comes to me. I'm not like a stickler for CGI, but I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how the CGI and underwater effects and scenes weren't exactly up to par. And honestly, I'm not a stickler for that kind of stuff. If it at least looks decent to me, I'm not going to be nitpicking about it. Honestly, underwater scenes, sure, they weren't the best underwater scenes we've seen before, but I think they're at least decent enough to where it's not going to throw people off, or at least it didn't throw me off when it came to watching this movie. Honestly, the underwater scenes were, they're all right. They're all right. They're not really throwing me off for the movie, and I'm still able to enjoy those parts of the movie also. The songs were good. I think they added like a new song in here, I think. So the songs were performed pretty well. I think I did enjoy the songs. Like I said, I actually got chills while watching Halle Bailey sing "Part of Your World." I actually got chills the same way I got chills from watching it in the trailer. So that is a plus. All their songs were done pretty well also when it came to performing them and all that. So like I said, I don't think there's too many flaws with this movie. Just little nitpicks and minor things here and there. But overall, it's an enjoyable movie. I think people will like it if you're not like a big stickler for different things and if you don't nitpick too much. I think you got fine enjoyment in watching this movie. I think kids can enjoy it. Maybe older kids like above 5 years old, because I think it doesn't really keep the attention of younger kids, but like older kids over 5, 6 maybe. I think those kinds of kids will like this and enjoy this movie. I think adults who are fans of the original movie could find something they like about this movie. I already heard about a couple of fans who are, big fans of the original animated movie. They watched as a young kid. It was out when they were watching as a young kid, and they watched this movie. They say they've done a good job with this live action movie when, as compared to the animated movie. So there is fans that do like this movie also. So I think there's some things that people will find that they like about this movie. Of course, there's going to be those people who are going to find things about it that they don't like. But nonetheless, I think this is an enjoyable movie for most people. I think most people will enjoy it, or at least find some good things about it within. So that is what I think about the Little Mermaid live action new movie. I'm actually going to have a video coming out ranking all the movies. If I had to say, like, just based off of right now, that this movie might be in the top 10 when it comes to all live action Disney movies. I think this one might be at least in the top 10, maybe. But I'll have to go over my ranking and see how it actually fits into the ranking. But I'll say maybe within the top 10 just off the bat. First guesses, maybe top 10 at least. But yeah, highly enjoyable movie. I recommend checking it out and seeing what you think about it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think about this movie if you saw it already. But that's going to do our first video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to be a part of Team Legendary, all you got to do is subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when I post another video. Hope you all have an awesome day. And remember, be legendary.